Right.
So Lamont, how's it going?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Hey, so this big fight versus Pitbull Cruz. Talk to us about a little about this fight. A little bit surprised from the fans. When they're saying, but talk to us about this fight. What are you expecting from Pitbull?
I'm expecting Pitbull to be Pitbull. Relentless, firefighter. So we're gonna see. Gonna see how well I tame him.
The big question here is, that rematch versus Gervonta. All that kept on going back and forth. It was supposed to happen in August, didn't happen. Then now his exhibition fight. So where's that slate leave us right now? You think we're gonna get that rematch fight versus Gervonta after this fight?
Who knows? He said he's retiring. I believe. Honestly, I think he's scared. So if he's going to retire, I believe he's going to retire.
You think you'll retire after the exhibition match?
I think so.
Why do you say that?
Because he gets scared.
Lamont J. Martinez with Fire Up TV. Hey, just spoke with you just moments ago before you got here. Obviously, we'll get into Gervonta talk, but Pitbull Cruz, dangerous fighter just as for yourself. But how confident you feel you can knock him out? Obviously, going to 140 pounds this time around.
I mean, I'm confident I can knock anyone out. But, my goal and objective is to get the win. If the opportunity presents itself, I'll definitely take it, and I'll go to extreme measures to take it too.
I asked Pitbull just before this that there's one thing you have in common, the rematch for Gervonta Davis. You both don't have that. Didn't get the opportunity of a rematch for Gervonta. You told me right before this that you feel like he's going to retire. You're not looking ahead, obviously, but do you feel like that's going to be the last option for Gervonta, just retiring? You're not going to get that, and what would it be next?
I mean, I'm not personally worried about that. We moved on. So, if it comes, it's a big if. Like the rematch was a big if. We were in camp for that, so it was an if. Like I said, he pulled out of the fight that we were contracted to do. He went to the circus show fight, and he said he was going to retire. I believe him.
Buckle up, guys. Today we're diving into a tense face-off in the world of boxing. It all starts calmly, but the heat rises fast. In this opening exchange, what seems like a routine fight talk quickly shifts gears as subtle jabs are thrown. When Roach implies that Gervonta is ducking the rematch because he's scared, this won't be just another interview. The tension.
These days, a circus show fight.
It's just for shits and giggles. Jake Paul's fucking 200 pounds, and he's whatever he is. So.
Spoke to Roberto Diaz over in Florida, and I know he's part of your team. He was a little bit upset when all that news came out. He called it a duck. Would you call it a duck?
For sure. You can call it a spade, for sure. We're contracted to fight, and you go and take another fight. You breach that contract, you go take another fight. That's a clear duck. I mean, obviously. So.
There's an article that came out that said that you feel that you've been very disrespected because of the rematch did not take place. Do you stand firm on that comment that you made?
I don't necessarily
the
feel disrespected because the rematch didn't happen. I feel disrespected towards the disrespect that was pointed towards me, or that was, on his behalf. And if you don't know, just coming out of the mouth or saying socially, publicly, disrespectful things, mentioning my family, shit like that. I don't take too kindly to that. And I never will. I will always stand on 10 about that. So, that's not hyping a fight up. That's just disrespect. That's outside of boxing, and don't go there with me. That's all I'm saying. So, that's where the disrespect lies. And then he just did bad business. When it comes to the rematch, he did bad business. Handle the business properly, and we wouldn't have this whole big commotion about it. It wouldn't be so much rah-rah about it.
I was there at the press conference for your first one, the first fight for Gervonta.
All right, guys, the gloves are coming off. In this part, Roach lays it all out. Contracted to fight. But Gervonta pulls a move that many would call a classic duck. No hesitation, no sugarcoating. Roach fires shots, calling it straight-up bad business. It's raw and real. This is more than just sports, it's personal now. The frustration is palpable, and Roach is not
yourself. And after that, a lot of people are saying, and I think you noticed it too, that Gervonta was more out than in mentally in the boxing fight. And now we're seeing what's going on. do you feel like he's more out than in boxing overall, and maybe that check that he's gonna get with Jake Paul is just?
I don't know. Let me tell you this. Let me ask you guys this. If he would have won the fight, would we be hearing all this, oh, 1 foot in out, 1 foot out shit? No, I don't think so. Not at all. So let's just nip that in the bud. Let's not make that an excuse. I even said that in the press conference myself. Like, I'm not trying to hear none of that. Oh, retirement's like he predetermined. He knew what he was getting himself into. That's what I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. So all this retirement shit right before the press conference or during the press conference is just setting him up for a way out, just in case he doesn't do what he's supposed to do, or if I do what I did that night. So that's all I'm saying. It's just like it's premeditated. I'm not trying to hear none of that excuse shit. No.
If you could run it back, would you run it back?
For sure. That's what I mean. Yes, I was unrightfully screwed out of a victory for me to be 2 division world champion. That's a big difference coming into another fight. That's a big difference in money. That's a big difference in notoriety. That's a big difference in legacy. I want to be in the Hall of Fame when I retire.
Absolutely.
I want to do that. So,
and I really feel like you could have won that fight, and I think you did win that fight.
This is where Roach sharpens the blade. He breaks down what he believes was a calculated move by Gervonta to lay the groundwork for an exit, calling his retirement talk premeditated. Roach challenges the narrative head-on, saying if Gervonta had won, we wouldn't be hearing any of this. His voice is steady, but his words cut deep. This isn't a rant. It's a
that's my thing. Like, it's unrightfully screwing me out of a lot of things. So
There's that fight where Rayo that faced Pitbull and he beat him. I think it was about a year and a half ago. Is there something they can take the page from the book about how to, beat Pitbull Cruz? Because his last few fights have been a little bit, kind of iffy, his performance. But is there a certain fight that you can feel that you can pick that you can take a play out of the book?
I mean, I don't necessarily just pick on one fight. You got to think, a fighter's going to come in there and do what they do that night, not whatever they can do. It's going to be different. Even though it's probably similarities, it's going to be different. Styles make fights. Some people perform up to a level. Some people perform down to a level. Some people, just flat out perform. And I think, me personally, I'm coming into the fight, Pitbull Cruz being the best Pitbull Cruz ever. So that's how we're going to approach that fight.
Lamont, you made mention of Pitbull Cruz and in regards to cooking terms, and you had mentioned the dog catcher special, and Pitbull Cruz would be a Mexican dish in quicksand. If you were a dish, what would your dish be called, and what would your secret ingredient be in the ring?
Oh man, that's a good one right there. Hold up. What would my dish be called?
Legacy is everything in boxing, and here Roach makes it clear what was taken from him. He was 1 win away from being a 2-division world champion, and he feels that opportunity was stolen. But he doesn't dwell in defeat. Instead, he gears up for the future, speaking with clarity and focus about Pitbull Cruz. This is about redemption, respect, and reclaiming.
So, I like chicken wings. So I'm gonna say the ghost pepper wing combo, right? Ghost pepper wing combo, right? Obviously, it's gonna be super spicy. It's gonna pack a punch, and the sauce is gonna be the secret weapon, and the sauce is gonna be the one that really, 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 really packs the punch. And if he were to choose my dish, I think he'd have complications finishing for sure.
Lamont, in your previous fights and various fights of yours, you don't seem like you have that pressure. Like that pressure just doesn't get to you. Now this fight with Pitbull, I feel like that pressure that's going to start coming to you, obviously because of the Gervonta performance and everything that's going on. Do you feel like there's going to be some type of more pressure on you than on Pitbull coming December 6th?
No. Again, I'm moving up again. I'm fighting the champion again. So, they have everything to prove far as, being at a certain status at their weight class that I'm moving up to. But for me, I don't really have too much pressure. And if I do have some pressure, I know how to deal with it. Like
There was
just built like that.
There was a comment on our channel when we talked to Calvin Ford that he said, and I quote, Roach was a nobody before us. And then somebody said in the comments, well, if he was, then why are you making a big deal of not giving him that rematch immediately? So what is your and there was various comments of that same context with that when he said that. What is your response to that?
Honestly, I didn't see the whole thing, but I did see that clip. I mean, he just made a fool of himself, honestly. Like, first I was a nobody, then I was a world champ, but then you somehow in one of those segments say the world seen what Roach did to him, so now they think Jake Paul can do.
Now things take a fiery turn, literally. In a moment that mixes humor with heat, Roach likens himself to a ghost pepper wing combo. But don't be fooled, the spice in his words hits hard. He coolly shrugs off pressure and directly addresses Calvin Ford's comments, flipping them back with confidence. Roach is building not just a comeback but a character. This is charisma, and the audience is eating it up.
Something like, what are you getting at? Like, okay, yeah, more people might know me because I fought Tank, but more people know me because essentially what I did. Not because they just say, hey, look at him. It's because I'm on that platform and I got the skills to show y'all what I can do. And I did it against everyone's favorite fighter.
Lamont, just a couple fights ago, you're at 130. Do you ever anticipate your move to 140 would come so fast?
Okay, so look, when Pitbull and Ryo fought each other, before the fight was over, I tweeted Gilberto Mendoza and was like, can I fight the winner? So maybe not, but I definitely said, can I fight the winner? I tweeted him and asked him, can I fight the winner? So, I mean, it got shot down, but still, like, you know, so it's like maybe not, but it definitely was projected by me, for sure.
Is 140 where you want to stay? You mentioned Sabril Matias. Shakur Stevenson looking to move to 140 to fight Tio. I know you've talked about wanting to fight Shakur. Would that be a fight of 140? Would it go back to 135? Do you want to stay at 140?
Honestly, I think if Shakur and Tio fight, I don't think he's going to stay at 40. I don't think. But if he does, I'd like to fight him at 140. But I think that's a fight that happens at 135. It all depends on what is available and presents itself after I win this fight. So if they are available, I would definitely tackle anything at 140. But
this final part is where everything comes together. Roach shifts from the fire to the foundation. Faith, mental strength, and gratitude. He talks about his future at 140, ignores the circus of Jake versus Tank, and instead connects with fans on a human level. From sharing mental health advice to expressing thankfulness for the platform, Roach shows us the heart behind the fighter. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.
At 35,
I know that.
I'm definitely coming back to claim what's mine, for sure.
A little back and forth going on the Jake Paul and Gervonta fight. The weight, the ounces on the gloves, 12 ounce, and then, you know, Calvin was asking to get the 10s. What do you think about that? And people who don't understand that.
I'm not worried about that shit. I'm not worried about their fight per se. Like, I really don't care. I don't care about their fight.
And in preparation for this fight, what would be different going into this camp compared to the other ones that you've had in the previous fights?
That I get to eat more. You know, if anybody knows me, I'm a foodie. I love food. Obviously, I'm going to eat the right foods in training camp, but, you know, it's less stress.
I got one for you right here, Mr. Rowe. How does your faith help you mentally when it comes to big fights like these?
Oh, my faith helps tremendously. My faith definitely helps tremendously. You know, everything that I'm allowed to do is through my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and He propels me to the top every time. I'm forever grateful for everything that I'm able to do, and it's because of Him.
I got another one. What kind of advice do you give to young athletes who are dealing with mental health? You know, in these days.
reach out to someone. Don't be scared to reach out to anyone. If you have an issue, or if you feel like you're going through mental issues, reach out, get some help. Don't be afraid to latch on to someone, because people are there to help you, and that's what a lot of people probably don't get. Like, there's people out there that will help you for sure, and help you get on your feet, help you go into the right direction, even point you into the right direction. So make sure you reach out for sure.
Thank you. Any more questions, guys?
So last message to the fans are going to be excited to see this fight. Just last message you want to promise them.
I promise you guys, it's going to be a great night for Team Roach. It's going to be a great night. It's going to be a great night for the fans as well. I get to display my skills on on pay-per-view for the second time as the headliner. So this is my third fight on pay-per-views, my second time headlining the pay-per-view, and I'm forever grateful for you guys to even propel me into this this dilemma I have right here.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Nice to meet you, bro.